Hello there and welcome to the Holiday and Cruise Clinic, the programme which, over the next 30 minutes, aims to answer all of your holiday and cruise related questions. Well, today we're exploring the city that never sleeps. Ah yes, New York, New York. As Billy Joel once said, so good they named it twice. But first, if you have a question for one of our travel experts, here's how to get in touch. Our website is www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. Click on Programmes, select the clinic page and submit your question to us online through the website. You can email us directly as well through clinic@holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, that's the email address, and by post to the Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. Now, a holiday in New York still remains one of the most popular city break choices. With plenty to do throughout the year, New York holidays boast iconic attractions and famous sights that attract visitors time after time. But with all that comes questions, of course. How long are flight times? Do you need a visa to stay there? Where are the best places to hang out when you're on your holidays? Well, here to answer those and to share his experience of the Big Apple is our popular travel blogger, Richard Cross. Richard, welcome along again.
Thanks, Phil.
A much travelled man, yes, and we're talking about New York this time. Tell us a little bit about where it is, first of all, and how long it will take for us to get there.
Well, it's located on the northeastern side of the United States. When you're flying from the UK, it takes around 8 hours to get there. Of course, you can always cruise there. That's another popular choice. Queen Mary 2 is a ship that does transatlantic crossings throughout the year. Now, it does take a little bit longer on a cruise. It takes 7 days, but it's fantastic to sail into the Big Apple and see all the sights.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the traditional way of arriving at New York, as they used to do when the immigrants left, of course.
Definitely.
But to go on the plane, quick and easy, I mean, you could, and theoretically, I suppose, go for the weekend, couldn't you, if you don't mind the travel time, but a little bit longer if you can afford it.
Yeah, I would suggest probably around 5 or 6 days to get all the sights in.
And whenever I go there, the jet lag normally for me is on the way back. So I can go there and you get an extra bit more of a day, don't you? Because you go there, you get 6 hours more in your day than you would do normally. You
do, yes. And also don't forget as well that when you're flying home, it only takes 6 hours to come home because of the easterly wind over the Transatlantic. So coming home is a bit quicker.
Brilliant. Okay, that's good to know. A very, very diverse place, isn't it? I mean, it's full of different cultures, different people from different parts of the world, all gone there and all put their stamp on the place. Give us an idea of what we can look forward to, your top 10.
Well, in New York, there's a population around about 8 million people. Now, for the size of the New York itself, there's a lot of high-rise skyscrapers. So it's not that actual big, but with 8 million people, there's nearly 40 languages that are spoken there.
A lot of people from a lot of different cultures. When I spent some time there last year in the summer, one thing that I did like about it was nice and warm. The temperature very rarely went below 80 most of the time. A little bit like this country, I suppose, but a little bit hotter. And it's very consistent, whereas here in the UK, maybe a little bit more variable.
Yes, totally. Yeah. I mean, it is a bit similar to the UK. When you're over there in the summer, you do feel it's a lot warmer over there than it is over in the UK. But in the winter, it can be cooler over there than it does in the UK as well.
So when you go, plenty of opportunity to enjoy good weather. Give us an idea of some of the things we can do when we're there. I mean, you're sport for choice, really, aren't you?
Oh, yes, there's so much you can do. There's all sorts of attractions you can go on. You go on walks. Also, ice skating in
Central Park?
Central Park, yes, as well. Yeah, you can do that. That's a popular attraction you can do.
A bit like what you can do in this country in a lot more areas now. When they get to Christmas time, you get the markets, you often get the chance to go ice skating. How's your ice skating then?
It's not that good. But also you can go over, get your Christmas shopping in as well. I know quite a few people who do that. Fly over to New York, get the Christmas shopping as well.
Is that because it's good value or because of the exchange rate?
Well, it can be both really. The exchange rate at the moment is around getting $1 about 65 pence. But they have all the top names over there, big brands, so a lot of people do choose to go over there.
Yeah. Did you do much shopping when you were there? Were you encouraged to do a little bit of shopping, perhaps?
I did, yeah. I mainly did souvenir shopping, really.
And did you find things that you can't get in the UK? I suppose it's all very well going over to another part of the world to do your shopping, but if they have different things, it's always an added attraction, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah. It's mainly the same things. It's sort of your big name clothing you can get over there, but you can get it cheaper. Sort of footwear you can get as well, and it's a bit cheaper over there as well.
So I suppose the tip there is don't fully pack your bag. Leave a little bit of space in there for when you come back.
Yeah, or take an empty case with you.
Right. Do you know much about what the luggage allowances are like for going transatlantic? Obviously a little bit more than Europe, for example.
Yeah, they are a bit better. When I flew out there, it was 32 kilos going out, but it was only 23 coming back because it was a different airline I was with. But as you said, you could take another case with you and certainly fill that up.
That's something to bear in mind, isn't it? Where there's a discrepancy. Why was that, do you think, with the different airlines?
I just mainly think it's with the airline you choose to go with, really. They have different allowances.
Okay, right. So a little bit of preparation then before you leave, as ever, we talk about on the clinic.
Yes, so also because make sure as well, don't be caught out and find out that you come back with a lot less that you went with.
Yes, well, absolutely. You wouldn't want to do that.
No.
So lots of shopping to do. Obviously, be prepared before you go. You don't need any special injections or anything, do you, for going across the Atlantic?
No, you don't need anything like that at all. You need to make sure that you have your passport, which has 6 months validity on the date of return. You need to make sure you have travel insurance, full medical insurance, and also you need a visa ESTA form. I don't know if you've heard of one of these before, but you need to apply for that online. You can go on our website, holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, click on holidays. There's a link there that takes you to the official website. Just fill in your details, full name, passport details, where you're staying in the UK, and then for a small charge, just apply online, and then you get your ESTA form, which is valid for 2 years then.
Yeah, that's right. You don't actually have to renew it every time you go to the US, do you? Once you've got that ESTA form, you're good to just, a last-minute deal if you wanted to.
Yeah, because if I would suggest as well is maybe you're thinking of going to New York 6 months, 9 months down the line. Don't get your ESTA form now. Wait a couple of months before, so that then you can maybe go back again next year or the year after.
Okay. Any particular travel insurance things that we have to bear in mind? Obviously, it's not like skiing or anything like that, but people might think, oh, very big city, lots of things going on. Do I need anything special?
Nothing special really, but if you've got any worries, go and speak to someone. But no, I didn't have anything special, and I was fine.
Okay, good. What about if you, we talked about money and the exchange rate, not too bad, obviously we all remember when it used to be a little bit better,
yeah.
But we also are sure I remember when it was almost $1 to a pound at one point, so we've got a little bit more of a margin now to play with when we go shopping. But what about taking cash and things like that, for example? Traveller's checks, do people still use them anymore? What's the best way to pay for your trip when you're there?
Well, I found the best thing to do was to get what's called a cash passport, which is like a small credit debit card that you can top up here before you go, put money on, and then use it over there while you're abroad. You can shopping, restaurants, souvenirs you want to get. It's the most convenient way. It's also nice and secure as well.
Yeah, I've used one of those, a sort of credit card size thing, and to all intents and purposes is a credit card.
It is.
And you just, it means that you're on a budget as well, then you can just top it up before you leave, and that's your money.
It is, yeah. I mean, I did the same there. I made sure that I had enough money with me. And also, if you want, they have ATM machines over there. You can go and withdraw cash out. So if you...
That's if you take your ordinary bank card with you.
No, you can use your cash passport as well. I did.
Oh, yes, of course,
yeah,
right. But if you haven't got a cash passport or you haven't got time to sort one out and you just take your ordinary bank card, you can use those because a lot of UK banks are in New York, aren't they?
They are, yeah. You're fine using that as well, taking any cash out.
Okay. One thing I found is sometimes when you go to some of the supermarkets, you're better off having a bit of cash on you if you possibly can do. And the other thing I noticed, I spent a bit of time there last year, is that people shop around a lot more in New York because the different things that are available in, say, supermarkets, for example, will be one price in one supermarket, different price in another one, yet may still have the same branding as the same name supermarket. So you can shop around and get some good deals, I found. I don't know how you got on.
Yeah, I found that as well, yes. Do shop around while you're there to pick up the best deal. Okay.
Dress accordingly then for the hot weather, a little bit hotter than we would expect it to be in our summer perhaps. I mean, you always get these heat waves, don't you, that occur for certain short periods of the summer. Could be over 100 degrees.
It could be, yeah.
In part, but... Just make sure you pack regularly because chances are it's going to be pretty much the same weather if you're there for 5 days or whether you're there for 2 months,
Yes, yeah, and also with clothes, when you're out at night, you can dress up. A lot of people don't choose to. It's a lot less informal while you're out as well. So you can t-shirts, things like that.
Where did you go out to and eat when you were in New York?
Well, I stayed just by Times Square, so stayed around Times Square. There's plenty to do there, lots of restaurants, shops that are open, you know, all quite till late at night. Then there's Broadway as well, which you can go to take in a show.
Yeah, sure. Now, let's talk about Times Square first of all, because that's the real hub of New York, isn't it?
It is.
It's where all the lights are, where all, you know, where the dreams are made of, isn't it, really?
Yeah, thousands of lights all over the place. It's busy every day, all night as well. You know, I thought I had a great time there, and there's all street entertainers and everything.
Did you feel safe when you were walking around then at night time?
Yep, I felt totally safe at all, yep.
I think there's been a lot of changes in the way the policing has been organised in New York, and it has meant that with this no tolerance procedure that they had, that the area is a lot safer now, and you know, you can walk around in crowded areas feeling a lot better than perhaps you could do maybe 10 years ago.
You can definitely. I mean, I did see a couple of police officers who were stood around by shops, but there was no problem at all. I was safe.
All right, okay, Richard. Well, plenty to talk about New York, but stay there for now. And we'll hear more from Richard in part 2 of today's clinic. But if you like the idea of seeing the sights and sounds of New York, but as we talked about briefly just a moment ago, not so keen on flying, how about cruising the Transatlantic crossing? Well, if you've yet to cruise, our first-time guide here to Cruise Holidays is just for you. To get your free copy, just give us a call now on 0871 423 4444. Calls will cost 10p a minute from a BT landline, and calls from other networks and mobiles may vary. Well, time for us to take a quick break now, but do stay with us. We'll be back again in just a few minutes. Welcome back to today's Holiday and Cruise Clinic. This is the programme where we tackle your questions and dilemmas on the various aspects of holidays and cruising. Remember, this is your programme and we'd love to hear from you. Our website is www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. Click on Programmes, select the clinic page and submit your question to us online through the website. If you want to email us, it's clinic@holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, or you can post to us as well. The Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. Well, travel blogger Richard Cross is still with me, and we're talking about New York. Exciting place to go. You enjoyed your little brief kind of soiree there, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I loved it there.
What was it particularly that attracted you about? Was it the lights and you know, the big buildings?
It was tall buildings, you know, with the really high buildings, so many people there, the yellow taxis in the street. It all really made it.
Yeah, of course, we've all seen it on films and TV series, haven't we? And we'll talk a little bit more about your top 10 of New York attractions in just a few moments, because you've got a little report for us, haven't you?
Yes.
But we were talking about Times Square and Broadway, weren't we? Did you need to organise yourself if you want to go and see a show? It's not always easy to pick up a show if you're only there for a short time. If you're there for a weekend, for example, you're very lucky.
Yes.
But if you go off Broadway, you know, you can. This is through my personal experience. You can get into a show a lot quicker and a lot cheaper, of course. But you might have to queue.
You can, yeah. With the Broadway as well, I mean, they've got all the well-known shows there, but as you said, it can be fairly expensive. There are ticket booths, though, on Times Square where you can get discounted tickets for performances that night, or you can go off Broadway. It's the same quality, it's the same entertainment, it's just cheaper price.
Yeah, we went to see something called Forza Bruta, which is great if you don't understand English, because it's all visual stuff, and you get wet partway through because you stand up for the whole performance. I won't go on about it too much, because otherwise we'll end up doing a review. Yeah. But brilliant. I mean, the standard, as you say, absolutely fantastic.
It really is. Yeah, they have some great people out there, and you know, they really do perform well.
Yeah, good. Well, you're at the height of the entertainment industry. I think, just while we're talking about entertainment, one of the highlights for my visit there last year was the 4th of July. Now, if you can time your visit, you know, to get there for the 4th of July, absolutely fantastic. They do a display, I don't know whether you've ever seen it, on the Hudson River, of fireworks. We got there at about midday to get our seat for a 9 p.m. performance. So we were right up the front, right by the river. with your drinks, your sandwiches, your suntan lotion, and all that goes with it. And they have a series of barges in the river. Each one has the same display on it, but it just means that the barges go right off as far as you can see. And then they put a match to it at about 9 o'clock, just after it goes dark. And it's the most fantastic fireworks display you've ever seen in your life. They really know how to put on a show.
I mean, it must cost a bit to do, but the streets are, thousands of people. It's carnival atmosphere. It's a great time to celebrate.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So food is one thing that you can enjoy in New York. I mean, no shortage of anything to try, is there?
No, you can eat your way around the world on the menu. There's so many choices to go to. Times Square has a lot of places you can go and eat, restaurants there. Plus, the size of the portions are really quite big. You need to remember to leave yourself a bit of room for that New York cheesecake at the end.
Definitely, definitely. You can. It's surprising how different it is than you'd expect as well. So I won't say anything more about it, but do try it because it's one of those things. Like in Italy, you do as the Italians do. Then do the same when you're in New York. Do as the Americans do.
Yes,
it's definitely worth having a look. Well, let's have a look at Richard's report now. He's compiled this top 10 form of attractions in New York. Let's have a look and see what we've got.
Number 10, Staten Island Ferry. You get spectacular views of New York Harbour on this ferry ride from Manhattan to Staten Island. Number 9, the Brooklyn Bridge. Built in 1883, it's one of the oldest suspension bridges in America and continues to inspire the people of New York City today. Number 8, Greenwich Village. Go for a stroll in this neighbourhood. Enjoy charming brownstones and experience Washington Square Park. Number 7, Wall Street. The bull here makes everyone happy. See where billions are won or lost in a matter of seconds. Number 6, Grand Central Terminal. Quite an amazing sight. You might even forget this is actually a train station. Number 5, Rockefeller Center. Where you'll find the top of the rock with amazing views, and at Christmas time the tree lighting is amazing. Number 4, Central Park. One of the world's greatest urban parks and open spaces. Get involved in an outdoor activity, or watch New Yorkers go about their exercise routines. Number 3, the Empire State Building, an American icon which was built remarkably during the Great Depression. Ride to the top for unmatched city views. At number 2, Times Square. Best experience at night time. First time visitors are simply in awe amidst the bright neon lights. And at number 1, it's the Statue of Liberty. This is one landmark you must visit. The ultimate landmark of New York City.
Wow, it's just fantastic. I mean, you'll have no end of fun going to New York, whether you go there just for a weekend, 5 days, or as long as your visa will allow you, which I think is 90 days, isn't it, Richard?
It is, yes.
Yeah, so you can party for 90 days if you can stand that much.
Yeah, I can give it a good try.
Absolutely. Just looking at the attractions there, I think the Brooklyn Bridge was one of my favourites when I did a trip there because you can walk across it, can't you?
Yeah.
And you get really good views, but also when you get to one end, there's the River Cafe, which you may not know, but it's an eating place. I think you have to save up a little bit of money to go there. We just went there for pudding rather than go for the full meal, me being a cheapskate. And the view is just stunning. And if you can take a few photographs there, you will remember it for the rest of your life. Bridge right high up on your right-hand side. All the attractions across in Manhattan from where you are, just across the river, to look at in the evening time. Absolutely beautiful.
And it's also great to go on an open-top bus tour across the bridge and also take plenty of pictures there, but it can get a bit windy.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we're used to that in the UK, so I wouldn't worry about that. Okay, when we do go for a meal, whether it's just supper or the full hit, it's important that we take a tip in mind, don't we, for the owners and the waiters and waitresses? We
do. Tipping is quite a big thing in American culture, and it's not uncommon to tip up to 20% for your meal. Now, when I was over there was a couple who were sat on the table next to me, and they tried to give a 10% tip, and the waitress wouldn't accept their money. Really?
Because they can be quite brash in New York, can't they? If you're ever worried about where you are in a situation, don't be in New York, because they'll just say, that's not enough.
Yeah.
So it's 20%?
About 20%, yes.
Okay. Well, I think we're probably more used to 10% in this country. That's even if we do tip.
Yeah.
So a good one there. So Plenty more to talk about. I'm sure we could carry on doing this for most of the day, but I think time has beaten us for this time round. Richard, thank you very much indeed for telling us about New York and talking about your interest there and your trip there. Okay. It's been a really good conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
And as I mentioned earlier, if you like the idea of cruising over to New York on the Transatlantic crossing, then why not call for our first-time guide to cruise holidays. Here it is. It's packed full of information. Just give us a call on 0871 423 4444. Calls will cost 10p a minute from a BT landline, and calls from other networks and mobiles may vary. Well, that's all we've got time for on today's Holiday and Cruise Clinic. We'll leave you now with the sights and sounds of New York. It really is the city that never sleeps.